Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. You're with Nicole, and today we're going to be making a really simple but delicious gravy. Everybody needs to know how to make this recipe for your Sunday roast, for your festive feast, or to smother over a pile of beautiful hot chips. This recipe only has 4 ingredients. You can make it in no time at all, and it tastes way better than the packet stuff, so there's no excuses. So let's get to it. For the ingredients, we have 2 cups of water, we have a heaped tablespoon of corn flour, I have half a cup of milk, and I also have 2 beef stock cubes. Now, a couple of notes for this recipe. I'm going to use corn flour. You can also use flour, regular flour, if you don't have corn flour. I like to use corn flour for the thickening agent for this recipe because I think that the flavors come through a bit better from the stock cubes with corn flour. It also is less heavy, so it's going to give it a better consistency, and it dissolves a lot easier when you pair it with the water. Now, just on the stock cubes that you're going to use. If you want a gravy for red meat, I would suggest using beef stock cubes. If you want a lighter gravy for chicken, I would use chicken stock cubes. And if you're vegetarian or vegan, they actually have plant-based beef and chicken stock and vegetable cubes as well. So you can use those as a substitute. Today, my beef stock cubes are actually plant-based. So they're gonna taste like beef, but they've got no beef in them whatsoever. And if you're looking for something for your hot chips, it really does come down to preference, whether you like that little bit darker or lighter style of a gravy. I probably prefer the darker style gravy, more traditional style gravy for my hot chips. So that's what I'm going to use today. All right, first thing we're going to do is pour our water here into our saucepan. And I've got my saucepan starting to heat up. It's on a medium to high heat. And we're going to also add in our stock cubes, whatever ones you're going with today. Add them in, let them dissolve, give it a stir, and then we're going to let it come to a boil. So we're going to reuse our empty jug here, pour in our milk, and then add in the corn flour as well, and then give it a good stir or a whisk until the corn flour has all dissolved. This is nice and smooth now, and you just want to whisk it up and make sure that there's no clumps because we want our gravy really nice and smooth. Now we've got some bubble action, so I'm just going to come back over here, give this a stir, and as you can see, all of the stock cube has dissolved now. So we can add in our corn flour and our milk and let it thicken. I'm also going to turn down the heat now to a low to medium heat. We don't need it as high. So we're just going to continue to stir this now until it thickens to the consistency of your liking. So some people quite like really thick gravy, you just need to cook it for longer. People like a bit runny, so take it off sooner. And the benefit of using corn flour as well for this recipe is that it's gluten-free. So my gluten friends or celiacs, this recipe, this gravy is a great option for you. While we have been waiting for our gravy to thicken, I just had a really quick look at one of the packet gravies that I have in the house, and it has over 11 ingredients in it, including different sugars and emulsifiers and things like that. So that's why these recipes are so good. It's just 4 ingredients and you know exactly what's going into it. So if you do want to get a little bit fancier, you do have a couple of options. So at this point, you can also add a bit of Worcestershire sauce or some tomato sauce if you're looking for particular flavors. For example, those type of flavors I would put in a bangers and mash gravy, the Worcestershire and the tomato sauce. But if you're just going to have a traditional style gravy, just keep it as is. You don't need to add anything to it. It's going to be absolutely delicious and so simple, so delicious as is. Guys, you're going to have to check out what I've done. My favorite thing in the world, hot chips coming out the oven to put with my gravy. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a flip, and I can't wait to eat them. Check out the size of this chip. Like seriously, that is epic. That is going to take at least 3 bites to eat. So I just had these chips in the oven cooking with a little bit of olive oil, and I put on a lightly herb salt. And I'm gonna add a little bit of an Australian secret at the very end to my chips. Can you guess what it is? Okay, check it out. Here is our beautiful homemade gravy. Don't know if you can see it. I'll pour it into a gravy boat for you to check it out, but it looks so delicious. It started to thicken. You can also add in a little bit of extra corn flour if you can't be bothered waiting for it to reduce. That'll help you from the get-go. But I'm so excited because now I get to eat our chips and hot gravy. Woohoo! Yes, the best time, food time. Oh yeah. Look at that gravy. Just before I put my saucepan away, I just wanted to show you as well, if you're not sure about what consistency to take it with your gravy, I like to look at it by if there's some gravy on the back of your spoon or a spatula and it sticks, it becomes a bit sticky, that's good. You can kind of use your finger just to make a taste test there. And if you've got some lines, you know that it's a pretty good consistency. It's not too thick, not too thin. If you already know this about me, I am a hot chip fiend. I love hot chips. It's probably my favorite thing in the absolute world. And I love it with gravy as well. So I'm pretty excited to have this recipe, to have this today. Couldn't wait. Now, did anyone guess what the secret ingredient is that Australians put on their chips all the time? It's actually chicken salt. I don't know where this came from, but Australians love having chicken salt, especially on fish and chips. We ask for it on everything. So let me know, if you live in other parts of the world, do you do this as well? Or is it just a weird Aussie thing? So this one here, this is actually a plant-based chicken salt. So it just tastes like chicken again, which is awesome. And I'm gonna sprinkle it on these chips here. Now's the best time, gravy time, the star of the show. I am so excited to eat this. The gravy looks absolutely beautiful. It's nice and hot over my chips. And as I said, this gravy is perfect for so many different things. Roast, bangers and mash, hot chips, sausage rolls. What are you gonna put yours on? It goes with everything. Oh, yes! Oh, they just slide down so easily. The gravy is really delicious. It's nice and light, it's not too heavy, and there's a lot of flavors coming through because we've used that corn flour instead of the flour. And I can taste those plant-based beef stock cubes here. So much flavor in them. And now I don't know if I should admit this or not, but this is actually my breakfast today. Is hot chips and gravy okay for breakfast? I don't know, but whatever. I'm doing it because I'm hungry. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen today. I really hope that you love this beautiful gravy and it'll serve you well whenever you're cooking up something delicious soon. Make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button and have a new video coming out every single week, so hit the bell as well. And thanks again, and I'll see you again next week. Bye! Who's gonna make the gravy? That'll do. Check it out, look what I found. Oh yeah. Three bites, just like I thought.